You're in a car driving down the road with your girlfriend and some friends. You just left the restaurant after a nice dinner date. You look over at your girlfriend and laugh at the joke that she just told. In that split second, you smash into the car in front of you. You watch her fly into the window and the cracks splinter down. As you lean against your car and watch the ambulance drive away, the only thing you can think is, why didn't I tell her to put on her seatbelt? Crashes like that happen every single day. Hi, my name is Joshua Hall, and today I'm going to talk to you about the facts and the numbers behind car crashes and seatbelt use, some of the consequences of not wearing your seatbelt, how it affects you and others, the factors behind not wearing a seatbelt, so the excuses that people give. We'll start with some facts and numbers. In a study done by the National Center for Injury Prevention, it was found that about 6,400 adults get injured every single day in car crashes. Seatbelt use reduces that risk by about 50%. And 1 in 7 adults don't wear their seatbelt. That's 914 people out of that 6,400 that weren't wearing their seatbelt. So about 457 people that could have prevented their injury. In 1 year, the cost of traffic accidents and injuries by people not wearing their seatbelt was over $70 billion. That's a lot of money. $70 billion in lost work and medical costs. Now that we understand the facts and the numbers behind seatbelt use in car crashes, let's talk about some of the consequences of not wearing your seatbelt. Everyone seems to think that it only affects themselves. In an article on the Loyola University Health System website, it showed that if the driver is not wearing a seatbelt, 70% of the time, the child in the car is not wearing their seatbelt either. The child looks up to you. He sees you not wearing a seatbelt, he decides he doesn't need to wear a seatbelt. Mommy and Daddy don't do it. Uncle Josh don't do it. Why do I need to wear my seatbelt? Something serious to think about there. In a study done by the Automotive Coalition for Traffic Safety, they found that in Connecticut, the cost of a ticket could be $2,000 for your third offense. It's a lot of money for a seatbelt ticket. $2,000 in Connecticut. And in California, court costs can literally triple the price of your ticket. Triple. The New York University Langone Medical Center released an article called Safe Bets, Seatbelts Improve Your Odds. They found that non-wearing or people that don't wear their seatbelts cause higher health care, so higher health care costs, higher taxes, and higher insurance for everyone else. When I moved from where I used to live, my insurance went up about $60 a month. That was due to people not wearing their seatbelts, and the area of town that I was moving into was a little bit more risky for driving. So now that we've talked about the consequences and how it affects more than just yourself, it also affects the children around you, the people around you, and other taxpayers, let's talk about the factors behind it. So why don't people wear their seatbelts? One of the best excuses I think I've ever heard: I'm a good driver. I don't need to wear my seatbelt because I'm not going to get in a crash. Well, you're not the only one on the road. There are other people on the road driving. Sometimes they don't see you. Sometimes they're not as good of a driver. And sometimes that red light looks green to them. Oh, it's only a short trip. I'm just going to the gas station. It's only a mile down the road. Most deadly car crashes happen close to home. Well, I'm not wearing my seatbelt because I don't want to get trapped in the car. It's a lot safer if I just get thrown. It's not true. Most deadly crashes, you die on impact. Wearing the seatbelt reduces that impact, reduces your risk of death. Most of the time you're not going to die from being trapped. You're going to die from hitting that wall, hitting that other car, hitting that telephone pole. That's going to instantly kill you because your seatbelt's there, not there to stop you. So now we've talked about everything. We've talked about the facts and the numbers, the consequences of not wearing a seatbelt, and we talked about the factors behind why people don't wear their seatbelts. Wearing a seatbelt is an individual decision, but it affects everyone. It affects the children around you, and it affects the people or the adults around you. Every day when you get in your vehicle, snap in that seatbelt. It's a small decision that can save a life and save a lot of money.